Hello everyone and welcome back. In this module, we're going to be having an introduction into Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so this is a logo design course, but we're going to be using Adobe Illustrator for our logo design. So we have to have an understanding of Adobe Illustrator. Now, Adobe Illustrator is a design software made by Adobe, produced by Adobe. Okay, and you can go to their website, adobe.com, to learn more about their softwares. Okay, they are also the producers of Adobe Photoshop, in case you do not know, and many other Adobe softwares. So the Adobe Illustrator is a vector design software, and it's good for stuff like logo design, illustrations, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we are going to be having an introduction to Adobe Illustrator. So if you are familiar already with Adobe Illustrator, do well to skip this module and let's meet in the next one. But if you're not familiar with Adobe Illustrator, then we are going to have an introduction into Adobe Illustrator and its tools and what we are going to be using in this course, that's in this module. Okay, so you can get Adobe Illustrator from their website, like I said, or you can get it anywhere online. I'm using Adobe Illustrator 2022 here. Okay, but things we're going to be learning will work pretty much in any version of Adobe Illustrator. So when you open Adobe Illustrator, you're going to see an interface like this. Now this is the interface of Adobe Illustrator, and you're going to see here where it says create new document or create new, where you can create a new project. You can open an existing project. You can use these templates, okay, or this preset. So you can create if you click on this preset here for the letter, it's going to create a document with this size, that's 612 by 792 points. Okay, and then we have this one for postcards, we have this one which says come on, we have this one for iPhone X, okay, with the screen size. We have for HDV, which is 920 by 1080, and we have even more presets which you can look at here. Okay, you can see that we have several presets. We have the mobile presets, we have the web presets, we have the print presets, we have the film and video presets, we have the art and illustration. Okay, and whichever one you select, you'll be able to modify the options here. So you have the sizes, we have the height and width, we have the units of measurements, we have points, we have pixels, we have picas, and so on and so forth. And we have quite a number of things here. We're going to be looking at some of this later on. Okay, so I want you to just come and click create new document here, and then we're going to choose this one, this preset, that's A4, and we're not going to edit any other thing here. We're just going to click create and wait for Adobe Illustrator to create our project. Now you can see this is the A4 size like we chose in the preset, and we see now the interface of Adobe Illustrator. Yours might not be looking like this, but what I want you to do is just come here to Windows, come to Workspaces, and then come and choose Essentials Classic. So when you choose Essentials Classic, you're going to have it like this. And in case you've messed with some of the panels here, you can still come to Workspaces and then reset Essentials Classic. So it's going to reset everything to the default template for Essentials Classic. Okay, now we have some panels here, and I'll just come here to libraries. I'm just going to really drag it out like this and just delete it, and then come and click here where it says layers. I'm going to drag it out like this. Okay, and click here to take it back, and I'm just going to click here and drag it to this point, and then when I see this blue outline like I'm seeing here, I'm just going to release it, and now we have our layers here. Okay, so we have properties, we have layers, we have properties, we have layers. Okay, so that's it for how to kind of dock our panels, okay, or customize our interface. Okay, now when you look at your left hand side here, you're going to see these things. Now these are what we call tools in Adobe Illustrator. Now we use tools to perform tasks, okay, to perform various tasks on in Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to look at a number of them during the course of this lecture or subsequent ones. Okay, now we have quite a number of them. We have the selection tool, we have the direct selection tool. Now I'm just going to click this other one, which is the rectangle tool. I'm going to come and drag a rectangle here, and when I click this rectangle, when I click this selection tool rather, you can see that I am now able to select things, to move things about, okay, in my viewport. I'm able to move things, to scale things up, scale things down, scale things, move them, rotate like this. That's using this selection tool. Okay, now I just hit Ctrl Z for undo, and now we have this direct selection tool. Now this direct selection tool is used to select what we call anchor points. Now these are anchor points. We see that as we have a rectangle here, we have 4 points. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now these are the anchor points, and you can use the direct selection tool to select them, to move them, okay, to even kind of edit them like this. Okay, that's using this icon here. So that's how we modify our shapes using the direct selection tool. I'm just going to delete, and then we are going to come here. Now when you come here, you're going to see that we have all of these grayed out. Now that's because they are all here. Okay, that's because they have all been added here, and they are already here because we have selected the advanced toolbox or toolbar. If we take the basic, we'll see that some of them are now omitted. Okay, and when we come here, we can see that some of them are now grayed out while some of them are now active. Now it then means that not all of these tools are on our toolbar here. Okay, now not all of them are on our toolbar here. Now the ones that have been grayed out are on our toolbar, but these are the ones that are still here are part of the advanced tools. Okay, but these are not really important things right now, so we can just come and click here to take it back. Now when we have something selected here, and when we right click, we can see some options. Now we can see the group option. Now with this group option, we can actually group a number of things. So when we select them like this and right click and group, you can now see that we are now moving them all together as a group. If we want to select them individually, we'll have to use our direct selection tool and click and drag. Or if we want to use this, it means we will have to enter into our group. Okay, so how do we enter into our group? We have to right click and come to isolate selected group. So now we've entered into our group, and we can now move our things or our objects inside our group. Okay, and when we double click, or when we click here and click again, we will now go out of our group, and they now act as a group just like before. So I'm just going to select the advanced tool here, and I'm just going to check some more options. Now we have other options. We have the transform options, where we can move, we can rotate, we can reflect, we can scale our shapes or our selected objects, and all of these things we are going to work with in the nearest future, so we don't need to look at them right now. Now we also have this one which says arrange. We can send an object. Let's ungroup this. We can send an object to the back. Now we can see that when I drag this one here, we can see that this one is above this one, but when I right click and go to arrange and send to back, you can now see that it then comes behind this one. Okay, so that's what we can do with that.
Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and more. Whether you want to learn a new skill, explore a new hobby, or level up your career, Skillshare definitely has something for you. There are thousands of classes on Skillshare on practically any topic you can think of. You can learn from experts in their fields, watch video lessons at your own pace, and join a community of millions of learners. But wait, there is even more. Skillshare is offering a special deal to our viewers. The first 100 people to click the link in the description below will get a 30-day free trial of Skillshare Premium membership, so you can explore your creativity and learn new skills. Click the link below and start your journey with Skillshare today.
And I'm just going to go through our properties panel here. Now this properties panel gives us properties of what we select. Now we don't have anything selected, so it has automatically selected our artboard. Now this is our artboard. Okay, this is our artboard. Okay, so it has selected our artboard, and now these are the properties of our artboard. Now we have the document units, which is in points. We have the artboard. Now the number of artboards, we only have one artboard. We can click edit artboard. Now when we click edit artboard, it gives us the ability to reduce the size of our artboard, increase the size of our artboard, rotate our artboard. Okay, we can rotate our artboard, but we can do a whole lot of other things with our artboard. So you can see that we are reducing the size. We can even duplicate our artboard. When you hold down Alt and click and hold and then drag. Okay, I'm also holding down Shift, so I'm dragging it straight to the right hand side, so it's aligning very perfectly with the original artboard. Now we can see that we now have two artboards. When I select my tool here and come here, we can see that we have two artboards here. Artboard 1, which is this one, and artboard 2, which is this one. Okay, then we have rulers and grids, we have guides, we have snap to points, we have other stuff here which we are going to look at as we proceed in the course. Okay, now for layers, we have layers. Okay, so in Adobe Illustrator you can create your designs based on layers, so you can have layers containing different stuff. Okay, different stuff. When you create your design in Adobe Illustrator, automatically everything is created on layer 1, but you can add a new layer and then create your stuff, okay, on a new layer, or add new stuff on a new layer. Or you can even let's say select this one and come to edit and cut, and then create another layer, then come here and then come to edit and paste. So you see we have now pasted what we copied or what we cut from our old layer into this new layer. So that's how layers work in Adobe Illustrator, and we can actually delete our layers by selecting them and delete. Okay, we can delete. Yeah, so we can add and we can delete, and we can now select everything and delete. So let's select our shape tool here and drag out a shape, and then select the shape, and then come to properties and see some of the properties of our shape. Now when we select this shape, now we can see that we have only here, which is called appearance. Okay, first of all we have here, which is a rectangle, and that's the name of the shape. It's a rectangle. Okay, so we have the transform properties of this rectangular shape. We have the X, we have the W, which is the width and the height, and then we have the Y. Okay, and then we have the rotation. We can rotate our stuff here, as you can see. Now we also have appearance, and we have here, which is called fill. Now this is the color inside the shape, and the stroke is the color at the edge of the shape. So as I increase the stroke here, we can see that the color at the edge of the shape is increasing. Now for fill, when I click here, I can now add a color. Okay, like this. I can now add a color like this. Okay, and for here, for the stroke, when I click here, I can now add a color. And this tool, this color tool, is what we call swatches, and you can actually locate them here also. Okay, so these are swatches, and they contain color templates. We're going to look at that later on. And we have here, which is the opacity. When we click here, the opacity panel will get open, but we don't want to deal with this for now. We can click here to reduce the opacity of the shape or to increase it, as you can see here. We have here, which will help us add effects. We will look at this later on. Okay, and we have, when we click here, we are brought to the appearance panel. Now this appearance panel contains our effects and every other thing that deals with the appearance of our selected shape. Now as we select this shape, now we can see that we have stroke, we have fill, okay, and we have the opacity, which is default. Now all of these things are dealing with the appearance of our shape. When we add, let's say, effects, okay, so let's say we come here and add, let's say, effects. Okay, now we've added effects. We'll click on the appearance panel. We will be able to see, okay, I can see my effects here. We are actually supposed to be able to see our effects. Okay, now you can see that the effect was added to the stroke, right? You can see that it's been added here. Okay, so you can see that this is now our effect under the appearance. So this is now our effect, the one we just added, which is the inner glow. So with this effect, we can click here to kind of edit the effect, or we can delete the effect. Okay, so that's what the appearance panel does. It helps us control whatever we see as an appearance, okay, of our shape. So we can just delete, and now we can take a look at the menu bar. Now this is the menu bar, and I'm just rushing this because this is just more of an introduction, just so that we can use this tool to create our logo designs, right? So this is more of just an introduction, so I'm not going to go in depth. Okay, so now this is our tool bar, sorry, this is our menu bar rather, and on this menu bar we have menus. Now we have the file menu, and on this file menu we can actually create a new document. So if you click here, we can now create a new document. We can close the existing document, we can close all documents, that's all projects. We can save as, we can save a copy, that's save an extra copy. We can export, and we're going to look at all of this and work with them, so do not worry. So we can export, we can load scripts, we can set up our documents, okay, we can exit, we can print. Now under edit, we can copy, we can paste, we can undo, we can redo, we can paste in front, we can paste in back. Paste in front is pasting an object in front of another object. Okay, so when I, for example, copy, okay, I've copied this guy, right? So when I come to edit and paste in front, we have just pasted it in front of the copied guy. Okay, so when I come to edit and paste in back, we have pasted it behind it, as you can see. And when I come to edit, paste in place, we will place it in the original place with the selected one. So when I copy like this again and edit and paste in place, you can see that it has now placed it in place in the same position as the original. Yeah, so that's it for this one. And then for objects, we are going to look at objects also in a later video. For type, this will deal with our type tool and our type feature, which we're going to look at also. We have the select, we have the effects, we have the view, okay, which deals with our viewport. Actually, this is our viewport, and this view helps us to manipulate our viewport. For example, we have zoom in, we have zoom out. Okay, we have, let's say we are working on a design and we have some elements cutting across coming outside our artboard, okay, our viewport. Yeah, so when we come to view and we come to trim view, you can now see that we can only see them inside our artboard. Now the other parts which are unneeded have been trimmed out. So these are some of the little things we can do on the view menu. Again, we have other things, we have some tools. We have the perspective tool, we have the grid tools, we have many other stuff here which you can actually check out on your own. Okay, we can actually check out on your own to see how to use them. So I'm just going to delete everything here and come to Windows. Now Windows is a menu that's the same menu which we looked at in the beginning of this video, okay, where we added a panel and reset, sorry, where we didn't add a panel, we actually edited our workspace, okay, where we edited our workspace and we kind of reset our workspace. So let me just go into reset essentials. Okay, so with this menu we can actually enable other panels which we can't actually see here. Now when I come to, let's see, align, we can see that we have a panel, an align panel, and we use this panel to align objects to our artboard and to each other. So for example, I am on artboard 1 and I select this object and I come to here. Okay, it's as now aligned to the center horizontally, and when I click here to align it to the center, or no, sorry, it won't align it to the center, it will actually vertically distribute to the center. And when I do this, we can see, okay, when I do this, we can see that it has now aligned to the right hand side. And when I click here, we can see that it has now aligned to the top, and this one will align it to the middle like this. And yeah, so guys, this is just it. Now we can click here and click here to perfectly align it to the middle of our artboard. Okay, so now this is the align panel, and there are many other panels. We have the gradient panel, we have the graphic styles. Now some of these panels are hidden here. Okay, we have the magic wand panel, and we have many other panels. So we can actually enable hidden panels which we cannot see on our viewport right now, and we can choose from different workspaces. Okay, we can choose from different workspaces, we can reset our workspaces, and so on and so forth. So let's just try other workspaces. So when you come to workspace and you choose automation, we can see that we now have our panels changed. Now we have actions here, and we have libraries here, we have links here, we have document info, and many other panels here. Okay, so that's the automation workspace. And we have, let's see, the painting workspace. Now for this painting workspace, you're going to see that our brush panel is here, our color swatches are here, our color panel is here, okay, our color guides is here, and so on and so forth. So these workspaces are designed to kind of enable us work on what we want to achieve. So if we want to achieve painting, we can choose the painting panel. If we want to achieve tracing, we can choose the tracing panel. If we want to achieve let's say general work, we can just have like the essentials panel or the essentials classic. Okay, so it's going to just activate the basic tools we need to be able to learn and use Adobe Illustrator universally. Okay, now in the next one, we're going to be learning how to start drawing out some basic shapes in Adobe Illustrator. Okay,
Hey, so that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. We post new videos every week covering topics in the fields of graphic design and illustration, motion graphics and video, branding, and more. If you want to support us and get access to exclusive benefits such as the project files we use in our classes, live chat with us, shoutouts, and more, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You can join for as little as $3 a month, and the link to our Patreon page is in the description below. And if you want to take your learning to the next level, you can check out the complete course, of which this episode is a part of. And in the complete course, you get access to more than 10 hours of video lessons, project files and resources, class exercises, a Q&A section, a certificate of completion, and more. You can get the course for a special discount by using the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.